Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the vlog. Week recap. Let's go.
When you take a look at me, you only see what you wanna see. Somebody who can move on. Don't tell me you're sorry. I don't want your pity. Baby, you got it all wrong.
Quickly, I have to put an asterisk on the last video where I said patience is the key. With Amazon, don't wait too long. So there was a load coming from the area, right? We're in the Houston area going towards Dallas. Just one way, one pick, one drop. And I saw it at $1.90, went to $1.96. So I was like, you know what? Let me start heading down there. This is 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was like 30 miles away, and it was leaving within less than an hour. It went to $1.96. It went to 211. I was like, yeah, ain't nobody awake, man. We're gonna get this. It went to 236, and then it went to 258, and I was like, oh yeah, we're rolling. We're gonna get to 3 plus, right? Yeah, about 10 miles into my drive, it was gone. First, coffee. So these past 7 days, we went from Atlanta, Georgia to Elba, Alabama, from Elba, Alabama to Schertz, Texas, from Schertz, Texas to Humble, Texas, from Humble, Texas to Broussard, Louisiana, and from Broussard, Louisiana to Clanton, Alabama, from Clanton, Alabama to Mobile, Alabama, and then from Mobile to here in Houston. All that together, that's going to put us at 2,542 miles and with a gross of 5,356. Yeah, I know. That's a mileage of $2.10 a mile. But, come on now. It doesn't seem that bad, right? Because out of all of that, right, we bobtail 629 miles out of that. So technically, if you wanted to count just the loaded miles, which is 1,913 miles, we would be at 279 a mile on loaded miles. Hmm. Huh. That's not bad, right? So, uh, keep let's keep breaking these numbers down. When you calculate 2,542 miles, and I believe we are averaging a solid of 7.5 on this truck. Okay, 7.5 mpg. That's gonna be a total of 338 gallons that we utilize in fuel. Let's just say that's probably the lowest. Okay, 7.5. I think we're actually higher than that. I want to say about 7, 8 maybe. So when you multiply out here in this area, actually fuel is cheaper. So we've been, driving down on the 10. Fuel is it's a little bit cheaper compared to say in the West Coast where were from. So when you multiply 3.5, which what we're averaging, to 388, that's $1,183 in fuel. That's still 22% of fuel utilized when it comes to the gross. You know what I like about being PO is being able to park just about anywhere. You can take your vehicle just about anywhere. We got Whataburger there, we got Krispy Kreme over there. Not like I'm gonna go to Krispy Kreme. We got Starbucks over here. That's where we're gonna upload this video. So I don't mind it at all. It's just it when when you look at it technically in the flatbed side before we shut down, we were actually averaging, I'd say, 260 a mile. That's with a flatbed. Now, when it comes to flatbed, man, that takes a little bit of extra work, physically and mentally. That's gonna physically and mentally drain you because that's not easy work, man. Tarping, strapping, chaining, all of that. That's not easy. If we did not have those 2 days in Houston, I think we would have had a better week this week than when we were coming out of California. But at the same time, I don't know if we'll be able to catch those loads that were pretty good coming out of Louisiana and then coming out of Alabama back into this area that where we're at. Yeah, we're over here by the airport. Oh, there we go. Bush International Airport, one of the biggest airport I've ever been to. But so that's not bad, man. That mileage pay is not bad. Even at 210, all miles paid, that's not bad. I can definitely live with that. I think, like I said, I think if we didn't have those 2 days of just sitting around, I think we would have done a lot better, you know. But like that's Monday night quarterbacking, right? We're not about to do that. It's just I think I'm getting a little bit of homesick as far as like home, you know what I mean? It's just missing the family or whatever. But, you know, we'll get through it, man. We'll get through it. Just gonna have to suck it up and drive on, man. That's what we say in the military all the time. Just suck it up and drive on. Quickly, I don't think I mentioned it yet why we're back out on the road. Listen, my I have freaking steam coming out of my voice. We're in Houston. I'm in this attire. This is insane, man. I wake up this morning, it was like freaking uh it was really cold. I had to turn on the heater. Oh yeah, by the way, that heater, that bunk heater, whew, boy, I tell you, that's the best thing since sliced bread, man. I tell you what. So the reason why we're back out on the road is because so there's politics, man. It's all politics. Work politics, everything politics, right? It's always bad for you, man. So what happened is that my girl at her work, the only reason why we got the truck is because the plan was I was gonna go do Amazon contracts, and those Amazon contracts always originate from the house because I wanted to be around the house, right? And when we negotiated the terms, like, I mean, there's no terms, right? There's no negotiation. It's all verbal, right? It's all, yeah, yeah, we can accommodate that for you, right? It's kind of like, okay, it's first come, first serve, and then you get there. It's like, oh man, you should have made an appointment, right? Anyway, so we got the truck because we wanted to bring in a little bit more income, okay? So I wanted to work. And I'm not gonna work. Listen, work politics, man. For some reason, I don't belong in the workforce where there's a lot of people. I've done that before. As a matter of fact, when I first got out the military, I worked for as a contractor, and there's a lot of politics within that, man. Contracting between the military and the civilian side, and I was the liaison in between, right? So I was like, I was the pass-through guy, whatever, right? I was verifying stuff, information, and inspecting vehicles or whatnot. But um, a lot of politics. Anyway, politics at her work. So they promised us a schedule, and we can work with that schedule. That schedule was going to be able to keep me at the house, and I still be able to do Amazon contracts. Even after expenses, we were going to be able to bring home. Even after all your trucking expenses, we were going to be able to bring home an extra at least $1,000, a week after expenses. So I was happy with that. We were happy with that, right? And that's why we got the truck. Now, when we got the truck after Christmas or whatever, when it comes time for action, freaking manager said, man, her manager at work said, nah, we can't accommodate that schedule. It's just too much of a headache to put together. You gotta flip flop these people, you gotta flip flop employees and whatnot. And I was like, why did they agree to begin with? That makes no sense, man. So it's work politics because what happened was there was new management that came in at the end of the year at her work, and these people are doing favoritism to other people. I get it, man. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I know that still doesn't explain why we're back out on the road. Well, needless to say, she went on this thing they call kind of like in nursing. There's this thing they call like standby or something like that. It's kind of like standby, but she's not really on standby. for her to maintain her seniority and roster with that company, she just has to show up once every 3 months. I can't remember what they call it, but anyway, that's her status now. And then every now and then she would pick up a shift here and there when time permits. And the reason why we reinstated our DOT is that the company I used to work for, I was just going to lease the truck on with somebody. The company I used to work for or with did not have an Amazon account, which was Truckland. So I was like, man, we need Amazon account, right? Because Amazon, believe it or not, as much as, like a lot of people talk bad about Amazon, Amazon is a good tool to have in your bag, trust me. Um, so we reinstated our authority because of that. And also, did you know that Amazon requires 6 months now? How did we get our? Oh yeah, I'll talk about authority, age of authority. But anyway, everyone for some apparently everyone in the community, once you reinstated your DOT, is that the only date that they see is the date that it was reinstated. They don't see the dates that when it was open. Anyway, so that's why we reinstated our authority and spent all this freaking money. But that's it. That's the end of the week, man. We're gonna be trying to get out of here. I'm feeling better now. As far as like uh trying to get home ASAP. We have to be profitable out here, man, or else everything we have done up to this point would be pointless if we were to say bobtail home for 14, 1,500 miles. You know what I mean? So um, just got to stay patient. You know what I mean? We're gonna get home. I know we're gonna get home, but when I might not get home the time that we want to get home, but we're gonna get home. Okay. If I have to fly out of one of these major cities, I will do that. Out of Houston or out of Dallas or whatever. Right? It has to be a major city to where I can park the truck safely. Even if I have to pay for parking, we'll pay for parking and just fly home and spend a few days at the house. So, but we will see y'all in the next video.